I don't know how many of you folks ever tried to publish a book. Well, I did, and it's about as easy as riding a full-grown mule to town, backwards. No, make that carrying the mule. Anyways, I must have sent off 500 of them query letters. Query. I hate saying that word, somehow it don't sound quite right. The thing that made me mad is they kept getting my name wrong. Every letter those folks sent back to me always began with Dear Arthur. I only got but one letter that seemed personal. And then they said that my book wasn't mainstream enough. Mainstream? I had no idea what they meant by that. Unless they're talking about the time I gave my cousin Luther a copy of my book. Luther read about 10 pages, then took it out back of his cabin and threw it in the creek. Anyways, after a couple of years, I finally gave up and decided to have my book self-published. Well, that was almost as bad as the other way. It took 100 of them query letters before someone said they'd publish my book. And then they said they wouldn't accept a penny less than $1,400. Well, all my friends said that was highway robbery. But it sounded all right to me. And I know they had more than 1,400 pennies in an old gunny sack out in the tool shed. So I bundled it all up and sent off to the post office. But it didn't work out, because after the clerk weighed it, she said it'd cost $68 to send it off. $68! Almost fainted. When I composed myself, I told her it wasn't going to cost but $14 to have it published. She was still laughing when I dragged the gunny sack out the door. In fact, I could still hear that shrill laugh after I started my car. And I was 2 blocks away. Well, that whole experience might have whooped most folks, but not me. You see, I've always believed in the theory of low expectations. Like I only expected to graduate from junior high, so when I only made it to the 5th grade, that was all right with me. And it took the pressure off Paul, because he was still in the 6th. Anyways, that's why I'm going to use this here site to get my book showed. And who better to read than me? After all, I am the author. And since it's my idea, I'm also the decider. And to go along with my theory of low expectations, I'm going to call each installment The Worst of Craven's Rock. That's the name of my book, Remembering Craven's Rock.